JBN, we keep you informed. Cops release identity of Clarendon gunman killed in St. Anne. The Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF has released the identity of the gunman who was mobbed and killed after committing a murder in the Walkerswood area of St. Anne on June 8. He is 17-year-old Romain Archibald from Woodside District in Denby, Clarendon. A gun was found on him, the police said. It theorizes that Archibald and another gunman shot and killed a man who was walking along the main road in his Walkerswood community about 6 p.m. That murder victim is 37-year-old farmer O'Shane Henry, the police said. Residents chased the two gunmen. The JCF added that one of the gunmen escaped from the crime scene. However, the residents chopped and stoned Archibald to death. Farmer accused of raping 12-year-old. A 30-year-old Anova farmer is now in trouble with the law after he allegedly raped a 12-year-old girl twice at his house. Police sources said that sometime last year the child and her mother, who was in a relationship with the farmer, overnight at his house. It is alleged that while they were sleeping, the farmer went to the bed where the child was sleeping and woke her up, before indicating that he wanted to take her virginity. The sources say the farmer forcefully pulled down the child's tights and had sex with her. Weeks later, the child was at the farmer's house alone when allegedly he again forced himself on her and had sex with her. Investigators say the farmer threatened the child, telling her that if she told anyone about either incident, he would kill her and her entire family, as he knew where they lived in Westmoreland. But a recent dispute between the farmer and the girl's mother pushed the child to reveal that she had been raped twice by him. The matter was reported to the police, and after a statement was recorded, the farmer was interviewed and charged with 2 counts of rape on Sunday. He is scheduled to appear in the Lucy Parish Court on Wednesday. The name of the farmer has been withheld to protect the identity of the child. Autopsy reveals Susan Bogle was shot in the chest. Son demands answers. Omari Stevens, the son of Susan Bogle, who was killed in Augusttown, St. Andrew last month, is today calling for answers as to who is to be held accountable for his mother's death. In a tweet this morning, Stevenson said, "Been trying to find words to express my rage while respecting the time it takes for investigations. But I really am furious as to why it's taking so long to inform my family who killed my mother. The post-mortem confirmed what we already knew. Interviews are done, need answers." Bogle, a disabled woman, was killed on May 27 during a joint police-military operation at her home in the Augusttown community in St. Andrew. Yesterday, the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDICOM, said the post-mortem for Bogle was conducted on June 12 by the government pathologist. The commission noted that present at the post-mortem was also an independent observer at the request of the family. It said that during the examination, a single gunshot wound to the chest was observed, and the commission now awaits the official post-mortem report and results from the ballistics examinations. INDICOM further noted that all concerned officers relating to the incident have been interviewed. Major standoff between residents and health authorities over third COVID test. There's a major standoff between health authorities and some residents in the Linstead area of St. Catherine who are refusing to undergo a third test to ascertain whether they have the coronavirus disease, COVID-19. The 16 complaining residents live in 5 households within a single premises. They said they have already tested negative on 2 occasions, but are now being told that a third test is necessary. We decided that we're not testing again. I don't think we should be subjecting our bodies to so much testing. Every time we are tested, the babies have nosebleeds for hours, one of the residents said. She said the first test was done on April 16. The second one took place 21 days later. The residents said they were told about 2 weeks ago that they should undergo a third test at the Linstead Health Center. It was scheduled for last week Monday, June 8. They stated that as a result of them refusing to undergo a third COVID-19 test, the authorities are refusing to release them from home quarantine. They said the way forward to get release form is that we have to be tested again. However, We already tested twice and we were negative, one resident said. The complaining residents of the 5 houses are not the only occupants of the premises in question. There are 2 other houses at the location, but they both have confirmed COVID-19 cases, including an employee of Alarica call center. People living in the 5 households that have no confirmed case say they are being treated unjustly due to the positive cases in the 2 neighboring houses. One of them explained, "We are being threatened with police, and this should not be so. For over 60 days we have been home, have to beg neighbors and friends and relatives from miles away to be getting our necessities, because if we leave we'll be fined $1 million or 1 year in prison. We have babies here that need to go to the clinic. We can't leave. The people that used to assist us now have to go to work. How will we survive? We can't eat our money. We need help. This is frustrating," the resident added. Health authorities developed an interest in the Linstead premises because one of the 21 persons who live there is an employee of the Alarica call center, where there was an outbreak of the highly contagious COVID-19. A resident said, "We were tested for the coronavirus due to the fact that one person from this premises works at the Alarica call center. Sadly, she came back positive, but it took the health ministry 21 days to put her in isolation. Everybody at this premises was tested. The first test was done on April 16, 2020. At that time, 4 persons came back positive, all of which are from the same household. 21 days after we were tested again," the resident further said. Policemen's murders spotlight tardy JCF death benefits, lax monitoring of criminal deportees. The families of the 2 slain cops in Spanish Town, St. Catherine last Friday are each entitled to a $14 million payout from the government. But they could be in for a long wait, as it usually takes years before the funds are disbursed, renewing complaints from cops about the allocation of death benefits. Some 900 Jamaica Constabulary Force members have died in the line of duty since the JCF's establishment in 1867. Any benefits of police officers killed in the line of duty usually take up to 5 or 10 years, and sometimes even after that, the families have still not received that money, fumed one cop as he mourned the loss of his colleagues at a bar in Independence City, Portmore. "It is even worse when them have children involved, especially if them have outside children. The money has to go through the Administrator General and it's pure red tape," said the cop, who lost a colleague in 2013, whose family is still awaiting payment. Detective Corporal Dane Biggs and Constable Ricardo Hilton were both murdered during an operation in Horizon Park, St. Catherine, early Friday morning. 2 other officers were injured in the firefight. Both slain cops were the only children and breadwinners for their respective families. When contacted, Sergeant Potrero, chairman of the Jamaica Police Federation, declined to comment on the issue of late payments of death benefits for the slain cops, as the timing was inappropriate. "No, it was about support for the families," he said. "Biggs and his mother were particularly close, and she's looking fearfully down the road ahead without her son. It was a case of lightning striking twice for the family, as Biggs' cousin, also a policeman, was shot and killed by gunmen in Kendal, Manchester in 1997. Everybody is just devastated, completely devastated. They are inconsolable," said Rowe, describing the mood within the Federation. "As I told them, there's nothing I can say to make them feel better. It's one of those situations where words just can't make anyone feel better." Superintendent Leon Clunis, who heads the JCF team involved in the St. Catherine state of emergency, and another cop were also shot and hospitalized. Yesterday, Clunis' relatives declined to comment on the incident, which has triggered rumors, speculation, and a blame game as to what led to the deadly attack. "He is stable, and we really just want some privacy while he recovers," said a loved one. In the meantime, investigators were still piecing together clues following the police killing of the main suspect in the Friday morning attack, Damien Hamilton, hours later in Corville Gardens, St. Andrew. Police suits say Hamilton was deported from Canada in 2017 because of firearms violations. An M16 assault rifle, believed to be the weapon used to shoot the cops, was taken from the Horizon Park scene, and a handgun reportedly taken from his body in Corville Gardens. There has been no confirmation of reports that Hamilton might have had ties with a religious extremist group. The Rising Park incident has also triggered debate as to whether the government should establish stricter mechanisms for monitoring deportees, especially those with a criminal history. In February, Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitzbailey indicated that the police have no system to monitor and would not profile in the absence of a legal framework. Last Friday, Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson suggested that there were no changes, notifying that the police only collect basic information. The deportees are not required by law to come in and say where they are. They are free to go unless they do something here in Jamaica that they are wanted for, he explained. The 2018 Economic and Social Survey showed that 6,903 persons were deported for the period 2014 to 2018. Overstaying, illegal entry and re-entry, and drugs possession were the main reasons for deportation. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.